Hi, everybody. Mark from Northeast Bastion. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I'm just kind of going through, like I've been saying, going through all my stuff, cleaning things up, and I think, looking at the weather, I think there is some possibility of some fishing days next week. So, as long as it's in like the 40s and it's not super windy or pouring rain or icy, I'll go out. So, I try to push it as long as I can. Where I live here in New Hampshire, I'm usually good till early December, and then it just kind of gets too miserable to be out there. And then, of course, if the ice, if the lakes freeze, then that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go as long as possible. So I saw at least it looked like midweek next week. Doesn't look too bad. I can live with 40s and not 20-mile-an-hour winds or higher. So I think I'm going to go out. Where yet I'm not sure. So like I mentioned on another video, at least this time of year, I don't need a lot of baits in the boat. Everything is kind of narrowed down to some baits. But I think there's kind of a bait category that I don't get heard talk about a lot that is very effective. And I was just going through cleaning up some of my racks over there, and I was looking at some of my Ned, these salamander baits from Savage Gear. And if you guys haven't thrown, these style of baits on Neds, I think you're really missing out. Now, this is just one, uh, you know, style of that lizard, hellgrammite, salamander style bait. But these are very effective. And if you haven't tried the Savage Gear ones, they're pretty cool. They're not so much like a hellgrammite or just a regular Ned. Theirs is actually, kind of, mimics a salamander, but just that style of that little creature bait, kind of hopping along the bottom is pretty good. I do really well, especially in the fall on the river with those hellgrammite style baits and these salamander baits. So if you haven't seen the the Savage Gear brand before, they just call it their Ned Salamander. And I mean, I may have done a video on these. If I do, I don't remember. So it's always good to do a new, there's always new people joining the channel. So it's always good to even, do an updated video on baits. But if you guys have never seen these before, here's the packaging: Savage Gear, Ned Rig, Ned Salamander, they call it. There's the back of it. And when I look on Tackle Warehouse, I didn't. Land Big Fish does have a section for Savage Gear, but I didn't see this bait listed. But on Tackle Warehouse, I saw it, and I saw they had 8 colors. I've got like 6 of the colors they have, and they have a couple I don't have, and I have one that I guess is discontinued. Nobody seems to have it, but I'll show you the bait quick here. So here is the black, I believe it's just black blue flake. I just call it black blue. 3-inch bait, comes in a 5-pack. I think let me see if I can, I think I still have it up on here. Give you guys exact price because I know what it says on that pack, but I don't know if that's what it is on the website. I don't remember what the price was. Savage Gear bait, Savage Gear soft plastics, Savage Gear. So let's see what we got. The Savage Gear Ned Salamander 5-pack, $6.99. So they are running some sales now. This one isn't on sale yet, but I think there's a 15% sale. But there'll be a lot of sales, you guys know, as the year goes on. So like I said, 8 colors. There's 2 on here I don't have, and 1 I have that I don't see here or even on the Pure Fishing site, which they are part of. They're under the umbrella of Pure Fishing. So let me show you what I got. Here's the 5-pack. Comes in the clamshell, so it doesn't get all. And what these are is these are made. They're like that Elastec type. If you guys like that Elastec type material, that's how they make these. It says they're scented, but I don't know what the scent is. I don't know if it says it on here. It just says salted and scented, but I don't know what scent they actually use. Salt infused, scent infused. It doesn't say what scent, but it definitely has a stink to it. Now, sometimes these Elastec style baits can be a little difficult with a Ned head, so you just got to get used to it. But you can see how it's kind of shaped like there. It's got like that little salamander head, little legs on the sides. It's got the rib body, bigger on the tail here. So, you'll get that tail moving around, especially if it's the Elastec, it'll float up. I think I might have a Ned rig sitting here. So if you just pop one of these on, I don't think I would consider. They have like a the bottom side is smooth, so I would consider that the bottom. I just go through like you're going through a normal Ned, and they do have a like that slit on top, so you can line it up and just pop it over. The only part with the elastic that's a little difficult is getting it over the bakekeeper. So I just kind of lift it up and pull, and you'll get it eventually. It may look a little crooked just for my demonstration here, but you throw these around on a Ned head, you're going to get bit. So that's the black with blue flake. I'm not going to leave that on there. I think they're more difficult to get off the hook than to get on the hook. Get that little bit of elastic in there. But that's the black blue flake. Now, I've only thrown these on a Ned head. If you guys have done anything else, I guess you could drop shot them if you really wanted to. I've never tried that. But if you like that elastic style bait and you want to try something different, definitely check out the Savage Gear Ned Salamander. So that's the black blue flake. I'll put these away when the video's over. Let's see. Albino Flash, the white one, I don't have. And I don't have the clear pink. I do have this color here. This is one they just call clear chartreuse. I don't see that listed anywhere, so I'm guessing they're not making it anymore. This is a good, when they first came out, this was the first one I bought because I thought the smallies would hammer it. And you throw these on, especially when they're like in the spring, when they're on beds. You got dirty water. You want to show them something a little different than your typical Ned. That around when they're, especially in the springtime when they're shallow around beds and stuff, these are killer. But now I'm just kind of dragging the bottom with them. And I think it's just something different for them to see. So the clear chartreuse, I don't see that one around anymore, so they may have discontinued that unless they're just out of stock. I assume that they don't make it anymore, but not sure. Let's see. Green pumpkin, purple copper. I think I have that one. I'll just show them to you. It doesn't matter what order I do it in. Oh, green pumpkin, purple copper. There it is right there. This is one I like. I like that purple flake in there. That's the last time I was throwing these. This is the one I was throwing. And these are pretty durable since they're the elastic, you know, they're pretty durable. There you go. Green pumpkin, copper purple. Great combination. Let's see. What's this one here? This is mud bug. Another good natural color. As I said, comes in a 5-pack. So the mud bug, I'll show it to you. Talk about this color. Get the right side. That one's kind of got, it's like a, I don't say it's really a brownish. I guess it's kind of like a brown, like pumpkin-like, really, on top, and then it's got like that silverish, lighter color underneath. So really good natural color for dragging around the bottom. Mudbug's a good one. Let's see. This is, I believe, a watermelon. Oh, this is just green pumpkin. Good old green pumpkin. Can't go wrong with that. And they don't call it Elastec. They call it Duratec. So I don't know this for a fact, but I would assume you don't want to mix these with your regular plastics like the Elastec stuff. So just to be safe, I don't know it for a fact because I haven't mixed these with anything else, but probably should keep these away from your regular soft plastics just in case it does the same thing where they melt together. But good old green pumpkin, good option always, everywhere. Definitely catch some on that one. That one is Mojito. I don't remember what this one looks like. Whoops. If I drop it on the floor. Let's see. I don't remember what the Mojito one looks like. Me, it's kind of like Looks like it's kind of like a grayish dark, I don't want to say black, like a dark green, green black, with a lighter underside. That's a cool color. I don't think I've thrown this one yet. I may, I may do it this week. That's the Mojito color. Very cool. You guys are looking for something different. And really, the two colors I don't have, the white and the pink. To me, those, I mean, the pink is good for smallmouth anytime, but it really shines when they're like bedding. They're up shallow in the spring. This time of year, I guess if the water was really, stained, we had a lot of rain, maybe the pink would, show up pretty well. But I kind of would save those colors, and like this guy here for, bed season. Now I kind of use those natural colors. And last but not least, watermelon red, standard color. You got your little bit darker green on top with that red flake in there, and it's kind of a little bit lighter underneath, just a little bit. It looks like just a slight lighter green on the underbelly of that watermelon red. That's pretty cool. So that's it, guys. Not a ton of colors to show you. Very simple way to fish if you guys like throwing a Ned rig. Have patience when you're putting it on that, Ned hook for the first time. You'll get the hang of it with the Elastic. If you can do it with the Z-Man, you can do it with one of these. It's the same idea. You'll get the hang of it, how to get it on there right. And I kind of just kind of pull it up and get it over that keeper. Sometimes I'll even use Neds that may not have that little wire keeper on it just to make it easier with this style of bait. Then I just have to go through the hook. This is what makes it hard. It's that little keeper that they put on. That's what makes it hard with the Elastic. But like I said, you'll get the hang of it. Don't get frustrated if it's a little crooked the first time. You can bend, move them, stretch them and move them and get them the way you want them pretty easy. But that's it, guys. 8 colors on Tackle Warehouse, and on the Pure Fishing site. Watermelon red, Mojito, green pumpkin. I believe that's the mud bug. That's one I really like. That green pumpkin, copper purple, copper purple. The black blue flake, and then the one I assume is discontinued is the old clear chartreuse. And then there's a white and a pink, which I don't have, which are good, especially when you're bed fishing. But if it's something you haven't tried, any of those Hellgrammite style baits, I always have those in the boat this time of year, especially with my Neds, because just that little bit of change up can really work. Very, very effective bait. Show them something different. And, if there's lakes where those Hellgrammite things are climbing around on the bottom of the lake, you're kind of matching what they're eating. So, so that's it, guys. The Savage Gear. Here's the packaging again. Ned Salamander. I don't think, like I said, I don't think I've ever done a video on these. I've probably just shown them when I've gotten them. But just going through the racks there, straightening things up, I was like, I don't know if I've ever done a video on these before. And it's a good bait to throw this time of year. Definitely a good bait to throw when you're throwing your, an option to your Neds and other baits you're dragging the bottom with when the water's getting colder and you want to fish slow. So check them out. I'll put a link to it for Tackle Warehouse. You guys can check them out. I know they have a sale going on. I don't know if that particular bait's on sale. I don't remember if there's a code or anything, but all the, Black Friday and Thanksgiving and Christmas sales are coming up. So if you want to try them out, $6.99 a pack. For $5, it's a little steep. So wait, I'd wait for them to get on sale if you want to try them, but not terrible because they are durable. 5 of them will last you a long time because they don't tear up very easily. So that's it. So if you guys have used these, share everything in the comments with all of us. I'd love to hear how you guys' experience are with them. But it's a cool bait. Something really different to add to your Ned rig arsenal. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the likes and the shares and all that stuff. Welcome aboard, all my new subscribers. Not almost, but we're working on 4,000. I was hoping to get to 4,000 by the end of the year, but I don't know if that's going to be possible because really there's like 50% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed and like 50%. It's almost even. Actually, sometimes it's more that aren't subscribed. So if everybody that watches subscribes, I would be at I'd be at 5,000 or 4,000 in no time. So that'll be the next milestone is 4,000. We're getting there. I was hoping to get there by the end of this year, but early next year, I'm hoping we'll get there. But that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you soon on YouTube. Mark out.